What's going on, guys? Billy here, and if you're interested in picking up the DJI FPV drone, then you're going to need a lot of stuff. It's not like a Mavic where you just have the drone, the remote controller, and your phone, and you're good to go. No, you're going to need a lot more components in order to get this FPV drone up and flying, and even though there are a good amount of add-on accessories, I would say that some of them are pretty crucial to pick up so that you can add to the full experience of this drone. So we're going to be speeding through an unboxing here in just a second, but I wanted to get some info up on the screen so that you can understand what's available out there right now for this drone. There is the FPV drone combo, which comes with everything that you need to get started. You can also buy just the drone itself. There's also, of course, the motion controller add-on and the Fly More kit that'll give you some extra batteries. We've also got the option of adding on DJI Care to this drone, which I've never really seen as a must-buy on DJI's previous drones because they have so many sensors, they're so smart, and have all those fail-safes built into place. But with a drone that you can fly in full manual with no aided flight, let's just say that mistakes are more likely to happen. So just like all of their previous drones, DJI of course has a combo kit that you can buy right off of the bat that comes with everything that you need to get started with the FPV drone. Inside of the box here, we are presented with the FPV drone and goggles front and center. Everything else that we need is underneath of the foam separator, like the propellers that come in these small boxes, of course the remote controller, and then in these larger boxes is the rest of what we need to set up our kit, like the goggle antennas, the goggle headbands, the charger, and some accessories. Now, once we've gotten everything out of the box, this is all of the pieces that should be included: the drone, the remote, the charger with some extra cables, a different colored replacement shell, the goggles and headband, the battery and antennas for the goggles, a tool for adjusting the remote and disassembling the drone, and of course the propellers. So you might be wondering, after looking at the list I shared in the beginning of this video, why DJI would sell just the drone, right? I mean, in this box only comes the drone, the battery, and that's it. There's no charger, no goggles, no remote controller, and I see this as a play on longevity from DJI, right? So everybody's buying the combos in the beginning. In fact, it's March 5th when this video is going live. This is currently out of stock. It's only the combos that are in stock, so they want to sell everything to somebody, right? When somebody first picks up this drone, they get the goggles, the remote controller, the charger, so they have everything ready to go. But in a couple of months from now, when they crash their drone, DJI will be here to sell them just the drone because they've got all the other accessories lying around. So this is a good idea for them, like just in case somebody doesn't buy Care Refresh. So if you don't have coverage on your drone, you don't have to spend a ton of money to buy all the accessories in the FPV combo. You can buy just the drone itself. I mean, if you look at other drones manufactured by DJI, they do sell just the drone itself. That excludes the remote and the charger, like the Mavic 2 Pro, for example. So if you crash your drone and you totally lose it, you can at least save a little bit of money and not have to buy all those extra accessories again. And also, I kind of see this as a good move for somebody that might want an extra, somebody that wants two drones to carry around with them as a form of redundancy. So that's something that I do. I've got two drones with me, two FPV drones, and I bring them with me everywhere I go because these drones are more prone to crashing. So if I crash one, I've got a second one to fall back on in case something on this breaks, so my whole entire day of flying isn't totally ruined. So now onto the Fly More kit. This little box here includes two extra batteries and a charging hub to add on to the charger that comes in the FPV combo. This reminds me of what DJI did with the Mavic 2 Fly More kit, where they made it available as a separate purchase. This is the same premise, but doesn't include nearly as much. I really wish that they added in here like a soft case, maybe some extra propellers, which you will definitely need considering this is an FPV drone, and maybe even like a car charger or something like they normally do. Now, the final major accessory available for the DJI FPV drone is the motion controller, which I think isn't an absolute must-buy right off of the bat, but I do want to be clear that it's not a gimmick. I actually really enjoy flying with it. It introduces a really fun, interesting, and fresh experience to not only flying the FPV drone, but just flying drones in general. Using the motion of the controller to move around is really fun. But I think that when you first pick this drone up, allocate your funds to like extra batteries for the drone and extra batteries for the goggles or new propellers rather than the motion controller. And then if you find that you really enjoy flying the drone, but you just want something different, then pick this up later on because it'll kind of reinvigorate your interest in the FPV drone itself. Okay, so that's all of the physical things available for the FPV drone here right off the bat. Now let's get into DJI Care. Now, to help refresh your memory, here are the prices of that DJI Care refresh plan for the FPV drone. Remember, this covers your drone no matter what flight mode you crash in, even in manual and even with the motion controller. Now, I did a little bit of digging and some math to compare the pricing of Care refresh for DJI's flagship drone, the Mavic 2 Pro, and found that prices were more expensive, but I guess that's to be expected because the FPV drone is obviously at a much higher risk to be crashed. To further break things down here though, DJI Care only covers your aircraft and not your accessories. So with the FPV drone aircraft only version being available for $739 and the Mavic 2 Pro aircraft only version being available for $1,449, that means that the cost of DJI Care in terms of a percentage is much higher on the FPV drone. This is true if we look at the price of just the plan itself, as well as we look at the price of what the plan and cost of replacement aircraft would look like. Looking at the numbers here, if you crash your drone and need a replacement, you're going to be paying a little over half of what you'd pay for a brand new one right out of the box, but I guess that's still a better deal considering. I mean, would you rather go and buy a brand new drone full price if you know you're going to crash it, or would you rather have the peace of mind knowing that you're covered while you fly and then pay nearly half the price if you end up crashing it? I just find that looking at the percentage difference really helps understand how many more people DJI thinks is going to be sending their FPV drone in for repair rather than, say, the Mavic 2 Pro. So with all of that considered, there certainly is a lot to think about when you're picking up your FPV drone. There's a lot of accessories to choose from. There's a lot of things you're going to think that you absolutely need right off the bat. But if I had to do it, if I was somebody that was right now purchasing the DJI FPV drone, this is how I'd do it. I'd get the FPV combo for $1,300, which if you think about it, $1,300 isn't awful, right? You're getting the goggles, the remote controller, the drone. You have everything you need to fly right there. And typically DJI's drones don't come with the goggles in the box. So the fact that you can buy this drone for less than just the Mavic 2 Pro and it comes with a whole lot more, I think is kind of a compelling argument. But regardless, I'd buy the FPV combo. I'd then buy the Fly More kit for the charging hub and the extra batteries. And I'd buy DJI Care Refresh. Those three things right there. And I think the total ends up coming to what? $1,797, so that's roughly $1,800, not including tax, and you've pretty much got everything you need to go. And from there, you can decide, like later, if you say, all right, I might need a couple more batteries, I might need the motion controller, you can add those on. But right off of the bat, if you add on everything that I just mentioned right there, you're going to be in a really good spot to get going with the FPV drone. So anyway, guys, I hope that if you're purchasing the FPV drone, this helped make your decision of what you end up actually needing right off of the bat. I think that I'm also probably going to pick up the Fly More bag. I think that's what they call it, but I'm gonna end up picking up a bag or a case for this drone because as of right now, I'm using like a Husky toolbox, but regardless, a case is gonna be something that I look at in the future. And as I kind of find some good cases, I'll let you guys know about it here on my YouTube channel. Anyway, guys, if you already have the FPV drone, let me know what you think of it down in the comment section below. And as always, I'll talk to you later. Peace.